going to discuss a very powerful and overlooked delay in the GT-1000. Let's go! Hey, hope you're all doing well. To all of my regular viewers, I haven't posted as many videos of late because I've been a little busy. I haven't really had the guitar in my hands very much because I've been busy holding this instead. But back on track now, so let's get some videos happening. In the meantime, I've had lots of questions on my channel asking about different things in the GT-1000. One in particular was whether or not all of the wonderful delays that are in the master delay block also relate across to the other four. Short answer is no, they don't. The master delay block, of course, is where we get all of these various options. But the one that we're going to look at is the dual delay. It is super powerful. So for those of you who like to use two delays and have different time parameters, but also get some modulation and different types of delay in one, this is the one for you. Let's just go through all of the parameters from top to bottom. First of all, in the mode, we can have series, parallel, left and right. Now series is, think of it like your pedal board. In series means you've got all the pedals running into one another. In parallel, they're running beside one another. Left and right means one goes to the left, one goes to the right. Now, you only get 4 different types of delays. You get mono, panning, analog, and tape. But there's still so much we can do with that, and that's the same on number 2 as well. So these first 8 blocks are essentially going to be controlling the delay time, the feedback, the high cut on both, and the effect level. The rest here is global. So the modulation, unfortunately you can't have the modulation separate on the 2 there, but you can put modulation on it and it's kind of global for the 2 effects that are in this one block. Same with the ducking and of course the direct level and the BPM. That short little thing that I played at the start, that was using these settings here. So I've got a clean amp, JC120 with a bit of compression, some EQ and a chorus to make it sound nice. There is a bit of plate reverb in parallel to the delays. I had the delays in parallel, meaning that they were next to one another. One was analog and one was panning. So the cool thing about this is that the analog delay is straight down the center. Let's turn down the effect level on number 2, which is the panning. Then let's do the opposite. And delay 2, I had the panning delay. I love a panning delay. I think it's really awesome. It's very spacious, sounds cool. So the great thing about it is that I had it combined. The high cut, of course, I had it 4K just to get out of that high end on the guitar. The other thing to note as well is that the time is different on both of them. So the panning delays are going to be on the beat, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, and this is dotted 8 analog straight down the center. So it's that kind of tape deal. Now I know there is a tape delay in here and you get a similar thing, but it doesn't pan like that. If we give it as a different number of heads, so you can kind of get a similar thing in that, but like I said, it doesn't do that panning and it doesn't sound exactly the way that did a moment ago. That's pretty cool. So parallel, like I said, is separate. So the panning delay, you can hear that and you can hear the analog straight down the middle. Series, if we do the same thing, it's a little bit different again. So this way, we've got the analog delay going into the panning delay. So you're going to be getting the dotted 8 analog delay, which is going to be nice and warm and analog sounding, going into what I assume is a digital panning delay, nice and clean. So the analog is going to be dirtying up those delays. It's not as clean and there's a bit more, well, rather a bit less space from what I can hear. Now if I change it back to parallel. Hopefully you can hear that difference. It's not subtle, so you should be able to hear it. Now, I'm not one usually to combine different delays, but I reckon I could get around it. You can get some pretty cool rhythmic playing, and you can play off the repeats of the delay and write some really cool riffs, kind of edge style, I suppose. So now if we change, let's do just a mono delay for number 2. Now they're straight down the middle. Cool, you still kind of got some rhythmic elements to it. I like a very wide, spacious guitar, so that's why I always reach for a panning delay. So the series, of course, the time is going to make a difference. The type of delay is going to make a difference. Definitely play around with that, and if you know what you're searching for in advance, I definitely think you're going to get there a lot quicker, but jump in and have a play. It's a lot of fun. Then the last option is left and right. So essentially now I'm going to have a tape on one side and a mono delay on the other. And because they're different what do you call this? Delay times, they're going to sound different on each side. So different delay times is going to separate those delays a lot more. If we just make them both quarter, even though they're separate delays, I think it won't be as obvious. Well, yeah, it's still pretty wide. It's actually not too bad. I'll make that a bit darker, brighten this one up. So in a nutshell, that's kind of it. There isn't a lot to it, but there is so much you can do with it. And that's what makes it so powerful, and I love it for that. Now, of course, it doesn't just work on clean guitars. You can do it on heavy guitars, which is definitely my preference because metal. So before I do any more, if you're in left and right and you change one of these to panning, it just sounds like it's panning because you've got the tape panned to one side. If you changed the repeat, that's when you're going to hear the repeat different on the one side. To me, I don't really see the point in that one. Let's go parallel now. I'm going to change this one here to panning. That can stay at tape. So now we have the tape in the middle and the panning either side. So you want to change the repeats. On the beat, you kind of lose it. So you want to go for one of these either triplets or dotted eighths, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. There we got some stuff happening. So, like I keep saying, the dual delay in the master delay block is super powerful. With just a handful of options, you can get so much out of these few parameters, and that's incredible. Now, of course, we do have these other 4 mono digital delays. If you combine that as well with the master delay in this dual delay section, it's going to sound bloody huge. And same with the reverb. If you get some cool stuff happening in here as well, if you got like a shimmer, I really like the Terra Echo. So really quickly before we go anywhere, let's just hear that. Cool, hope that's given you something to think about. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.